What's going on? It's Frank, back with another Frank Look At, and it's past midnight and I'm walking. And usually when you think I'm walking, you usually think, oh, he just came back from a movie. No, I usually came back from the city. I actually just came back from a movie though. Interestingly, some little background information. This is the first movie I have seen in theaters since 2022. And even more interestingly, this is the first movie I've seen in the United States since, I think 2019 or whenever the movie 1918 came out. So it's been a while. And the last movie I saw in theaters was Spider-Man. And guess what movie we just saw? We just saw Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I'm just gonna fucking go. I don't care. That's a red light. Oh, it just turned green. And I'm gonna be pretty honest. I was kind of embarrassed to do what I just did. It was brought up to earlier in the week by the head coach that I coach with, where he was like, I don't know if you're like old enough and comfortable enough to just like go to movies alone. And I thought about it. I was like, I kind of not, but I need to start doing more stuff. Just like, I'm single, and like I got to do stuff for me, and that's what this was. So yeah, I saw So today I went, if you remember from the Frank Look At that came out today, or I guess, yes, the last Frank Look At, I was kind of inebriated last night. So I woke up this morning, did a little workout, and then around noon, I fell back to sleep. So I didn't even, and then I fell back to sleep from like noon to 4. So I woke up at 4 and I was like, fuck, that's a long night. It's like that would be a long night. So I was like, why not? Let's kind of take up what the coach was saying, and like let's see what's the Spider-Man or the Odyssey's playing, because those are like the two movies that I'm interested in seeing. And I didn't want to see like the 11 o'clock Spider-Man movie, or the 10:50 or the 10:31. There's like two ones. I was like, I'll see the 9:55 Spider-Man. So that's what I did. And it worked out. And I was able to go walk down to the downtown of where I live, and see the movie. And I got lucky. There's no one sitting on either side of me. And it was one of those comfy like recliner chairs. I didn't recline at all though, but my thoughts on Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland is the best overall Peter Parker / Spider-Man. He's great at it. Zendaya was great as MJ, and then we got Ned. The CEO of Sex is good. I was good. I like the chemistry those we have. I love Frank. I think that's Crossbones, right? I think that character is Crossbones. I hope I'm not wrong, and it's Crossbones. Well, if not, but the character of Frank, pretty good. I feel like I butchered that character's name, but I think Frank and Peter Parker were a really good combination. And one thing that I knew going into the movie was Jean Grey was in the movie, so I thought it would focus a bit more on the idea of mutants, especially because I know like Peter had like the mutation. What the fuck was that? Dude, I swear to God, a tank just drove by. I'm not even... But anyways, I thought it would like cover the idea more of like, oh, mutants this, mutants that, especially with Peter's mutation. And it was kind of brought up quickly, like when Peter was talking to Bruce Banner. That was more like kind of like relating it back to the Hulk. And I thought like at least the term mutant, other than like mutation, would be used, like describing people who are born with these certain types of things. They would be called mutants. It would be brought up, but no, it wasn't brought up once. What else is there to say about the movie? So I haven't seen a Marvel movie in a while, I'll be honest. But like I keep up with like the lore, because I guarantee if like you hadn't kept those in the lore, you'd be kind of confused about a lot of stuff that's going on. Like, who the heck is this Russian woman that Spider-Man is talking to? Like, I know that's Black Widow's sister that now is Black Widow with the new Avengers. Like, I never saw Thunderbolts, but I know the movie, and I do think she is an amazing actress. And she's pretty like, the character, I forget the character's name, because I haven't seen Thunderbolts, but the character herself is pretty like straight edge, but it's in like a funny way. I thought the Jean Grey casting was good, and it's like they're taking Jean Grey in a different direction. But man, I really thought they would like do a bit more of the mutant stuff. The post-credit scenes, whatever. I knew it was just like something to do with Peter, like with like the Ned Spidey tracker. It wasn't that cool. I just wanted to see if it was what I thought it was, and it was. With like, oh, Spider-Man going up into space. Seemed like they're doing stuff with Ned. Where like he did the handshake with Peter at the end, which it seems like something's clicking in his head, and I don't think he remembers Peter yet. But like something in the back of his head is clicking. The Zendaya saying "I don't know you, I don't love you" was pretty good. Especially because they're a couple in real life. It was a whole lot of movie in that movie, and there's a lot of Spider-Man, like a lot going on. Especially like, I don't think there's any other Marvel movies before Avengers Doomsday, which means I do kind of got to catch up. Like, luckily I said it like I knew every little small pieces of information, but like I don't know Black Panther. I don't know. I guess I know Captain America, the Captain America lore. But like I feel like I missed something because I don't know. Like wasn't Hulk and Banner like kind of fused into one? Like Professor Hulk? Did I miss something where where he lost control of that? I don't know. That's like, at the end of the day, I'm not like it's whatever. It's whatever. Like I said, it's whatever. I can't complain too much about it. Cause I do pretty much the thought. I think this is like the most. I don't know, like, one of my best friends talks about how much he likes the Tobey Maguire ones. He thinks they're like some of the best superhero movies ever. I don't think they're bad. I just think they're like too like, I don't know, comic booky in a way. He does agree with me that Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. But he thinks like, there's something about the first three the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, like they're the best comic book movies. That's the point, because they are like really comic booky and cheesy. But I don't know, there's just some of the Tom Holland ones. This is like, especially, a lot of people say like, Homecoming is just an alright movie. It's not an origin story. People don't like Far From Home, I've noticed. But I like Far From Home. I like the character of Mysterio, and Mysterio has been like the major reason the next two movies existed. No Way Home was really good, but it was a very COVID-y movie. Just by how it was filmed. This one I really liked. And it kind of, part of me is a bit excited just to like do more movies in the future. I don't know if I'm gonna end up seeing the Odyssey in the theater, but I know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm just gonna go down the rabbit hole of this Marvel lore that I've missed. So that'll be good. So yeah, I think for like a last minute thing. What the fuck? for like a last minute thing, I think this was very successful. Where this wasn't the plan when I woke up today, but I think it was worth doing. That's kind of the fun thing. And just like Peter Parker, I don't want to do it I don't want to do it alone. And I'm not being like Spider-Man and all that shit, but for me, like, doing it alone was just me sitting around doing nothing on the weekends or in my free time. Like, doing something like this is fun, even if I'm doing it by myself. But when I'm doing something like this, I don't feel alone while me sitting inside by myself is doing something alone. So yeah, I'm very happy with just being able to get out. And it's a bit of a walk. Like, as comfy as those recline seats are, dude, they hurt my fucking lower back. But I think the good news is as well, because I did go to the movie, I'll be able to sleep fine now. I don't know if I'm going to go to bed right away because, like I said, I'm pretty, like, I slept from 12 to, like, 4, which is, like, 4 hours. After sleeping from 12 to 8, it's like 12 a.m. to 8:30. So I was up from 8:30 to noon. And then I literally slept 8.5 hours. Then with like a 3.5 hour break, I slept another 4 hours. So I slept 12.5 hours, pretty much, with like a little 3.5 hour time being up. So I'm glad I did this. I don't really have much more to say. I'm almost home, so we pretty much did the entire walk together. That's my first time in that movie theater as well. It's all right. All I got was water, and that was just a free cup. And also, you know what? Part of me, maybe I was like subconsciously looking for it, but I felt like I heard Tom Holland's like British accent come out every once in a while. I don't know if I was tripping or not, but I felt like I don't know, part of me was like, it kind of sounds like British. But I'll give them credit as well. You could really feel like the loneliness of Peter Parker, and like he's always battered and bruised. He's always like alone, but he still has like the Peter Parker humor. But you can definitely feel the loneliness throughout the movie. Gotta love. Like, you gotta rate it, dude. You really do. You gotta rate this Spidey. I mean, he's most people's favorite hero for a reason. And I think it's made over $1 billion, and it hasn't even been out a month. It was the 31st of July was the first day. So it's made a lot of money. And they usually go to like 6 to 8, like 2 months in the theaters. It's gonna make a lot of money. Like, people just love Spider-Man. He's a good character. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna go down the rabbit hole tomorrow of everything. Just to make sure I'm caught up. There's a guy I just randomly found on YouTube that's like reviewing every Marvel movie before Doomsday, and I think he's only at I think the Winter Soldier, so I don't know if he'll make it in time, but he has really good videos, and I usually watch them before bed. And I usually this last week I am at Iron Man 3, so I think I just have Iron Man 3, Thor 2, and then the Winter Soldier before I'm actually caught up. But yeah, that'll be kind of like maybe tomorrow night I'll watch one, then Monday and Tuesday. I say tomorrow night, like this is actually gonna come out the night when I say that. But that was fun. I haven't done something that's strictly for me in a long time. Like, I've gone on dates, but that's just like, that was more something because I felt like I had to do it, and I'm thinking it's time. I'm gonna take it as I'm coaching. I'm busy. If it happens, it happens, but I'm not gonna force it like I was, like, especially towards the end of summer. If something happens, it happens. But this is something I did for me and no one else. Like, if you go on a date, you're doing it for yourself as well as the other person. For better or for worse. Well, with this movie, I just did this for me. And I can't remember the last time I've done something strictly for me with no benefits or reward or something that would help anyone else. So that's something I gotta be happy about. But as I am at my apartment, I'm gonna end the Frank Look At. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.